What's up, everybody? My name's Avenged One, but today I'm Nick because it's podcast day, and I'm here. Yay, indeed! I'm here with a friend of mine. You could say, introduce yourself.
My name is Paul. How long have we been friends, Nick?
Apparently, since yesterday we found out, about 17 years.
17 years.
That's too much.
I wasted my life for 17 years.
Yeah, that's too much. Like, this podcast is essentially an announcement saying we're not going to be friends anymore.
Especially because I actually have a bone to pick with you. Now, you guys probably, if you follow all his videos, have heard about me a little bit. I am sometimes brought up. And he recently mentioned me in a story.
Oh, shit. Okay, the story is true.
No,
it's
on a basic level, it is true. But he left out some key details. So, what video was this in? Was it like Awkward Stories 2?
It was Awkward Stories Part 2.
In the video, in Awkward Stories Part 2, he made me look like just this really selfish, super awkward person. But in reality, I'm only a kind of selfish,
super
really
awkward person.
person.
Yeah, probably more awkward than I portrayed you.
So, I want to tell the story from my perspective. Now, we went to, what was the restaurant called again?
It was called Rosati's.
We went to Rosati's, and what the first part of the story, Nick said is true. This is a restaurant, like, the people were scantily clad.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
it did not seem like a safe workplace, because, like, I imagine when you're making pizza, there's grease flying everywhere. And if you have a lot of midriff, I don't think that's...
Midriff. Midriff. You have a lot of midriff, yeah. If you have a lot of midriff.
If your belly is exposed, I don't know if that's a safe place to have grease popping everywhere. But that's not really relevant. So these people were like in bikinis making pizza.
Oddly.
The guys are probably in like thongs and.
If only.
And so we got our order. We got a couple slices of pizza, a couple slices of pie. Probably got a drink too. I don't remember. And we went to pay. We paid separately, and I was paying first.
Jesus Christ.
As I reached for my wallet, I noticed that there was a tip jar nearby. And the tip jar didn't have any money in it, though. It just had a bunch of pens, so people could write the tip on their receipt. Now, since it had a bunch of pens, and I happened to have a pen in my pocket, I thought it would be kind of funny if, as I placed my order, I'd be like, and here's a little, I talked to the cashier and I was like, here's a little something extra for you, and I pulled the pen out of my pocket and I put it in the tip jar.
Which totally looked like such an asshole.
Okay, it sounded worse though when Nick told it, because he forgot to mention the fact that the tip jar only had pens and no tips in it. And also, so she didn't think it was funny at all.
That's why it was awkward. She did not laugh one bit.
She gave me a death glare. Like, if looks could kill, she would have gotten a double kill in Halo.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
And I was feeling awkward, and I didn't know what to do.
As always.
So, as contrary to what Nick said, I actually gave her a pretty big tip because I was so nervous. Nick said I didn't tip her at all. That's not true.
I said that I don't know if you did.
Yeah, I totally did.
Okay.
I gave her, I think I may have given her like $12.
Jesus Christ.
Because I felt so bad.
My dad works there now.
I think you forgot to tip her.
No, I tipped her.
Because after I put the pen in the jar, I think you got nervous. It didn't want to get anywhere near that jar.
Oh, hey, that might be right. I think I was so uncomfortable, I just left.
But now the awkwardness gets worse, because this part of the story that Nick told is true. So I put my pen in the jar, and like I didn't want to give up my pen. So on top of being an asshole and being here trying to be funny, and it did not work well at all, I went to grab my pen back, and I was like, actually, that's that pen's mine.
Yeah, he basically looked this lady in the eyes after that super ass awkward moment and said, like, I need my pen back. And then he grabbed his pen, which she believes at the moment was the only tip she had gotten from him. Because I don't think she looked at the receipt.
She did not look at the receipt. At the time, she did not know I was tipping her.
Yeah. And so he was like, I need my pen back, which was like super, well, shit. Oh, okay, whatever.
It was awkward. I'm like, this is one of the reasons I don't want to go back there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we stick to Pizza Hut.
That's why we go to Pizza Hut, because Pizza Hut is for sluts.
And we sluts.
This podcast is sponsored by Pizza Hut. Once a slut, always a slut. Come on down to Pizza Hut.
I made 4 crafting tables.
Why did... Oh. Set them all down. Set them all down.
You see, it's beautiful now.
It is beautiful. Like you.
So,
Jesus
we've been
Christ.
friends for 17 years. What video games do you associate with our friendship?
With our friendship?
Yeah.
Jesus, I don't know. Okay, so Paul used to come over to my house a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because my house had the air conditioning on. I don't know if that's why, but that's why.
That was the main reason.
That was the main reason. Not because we were friends. But if I had to associate games, the problem with that is I feel like we would play a lot of games I liked because we were at my house.
All right, let me tell you about this man. His favorite game was Symphony of the Night. Is it still Symphony of the Night?
It's still Symphony of the Night. Kapoyaka.
I would come over and he would make me watch him play in Symphony of the Night in its entirety. Sometimes he would do 2 runs he would do speed runs and then he'd make me watch him do it like 2 or 3 times.
The game is good.
He would make me sit there and I'd be like, hey, you want to play this? Hey, I'm playing Symphony of the Night. Shut up, Paul. So I know that game almost as well as he did, just because I've seen him play it for hours. I've probably seen you put 60 hours in that game.
I don't even think you've really beaten it for yourself. I'm not
I
too
don't
sure.
think I've ever beaten the game myself, but I could probably do it blind.
Probably do it, yeah. Like, no problem. I'd say as a kid, I was definitely less likely to be like, hey, why don't we do something you want to do? Now I'm a lot better at it, but back in the day, probably not. You probably watched me play Sonic and Knuckles a lot, too.
Uh-huh. I watched him play Sonic a lot. I watched him play Castlevania a lot. Another thing he used to make me do was, as your name implies, you were a big fan of Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, I was. Well,
and I didn't give a fuck.
No, Paul hated Avenged Sevenfold.
And he would sit me down, and for hours, we would watch the Avenged Sevenfold music videos. And he'd be like, not just their music videos, but like their live concerts.
Oh, yeah, which are never fun to watch. The audio is always so bad.
Yeah, even if I like the band, I don't want to listen to the live concert. If I was there, that'd be... Well, I don't like people, so I probably wouldn't like it if I was there. But, because I'm, awkward.
Yeah.
But he would make me watch the live concert videos.
And they were... Hey!
Who does that?
Hey! Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't know where I'm going with this. There's absolutely...
So basically, he was like the worst friend ever, is what I'm trying to get at.
And that's why we're still friends to 17 years to this day. But back to your question. If there's one game, I don't know if it would associate our friendship, but there's one game that when I think of you, this is the only person that I would ever think of this game about. Mm-hmm. And it is called The Amazing Island.
Oh,
and it is
that
for
game
the GameCube.
Was so infuriating.
So the game is good. The main concept of the game is, imagine... Okay, I don't want to say like Pokemon because it's not like Pokemon at all, but you have monsters.
It reminds me more of like Spore.
Maybe Monster Rancher too, because...
Our Monster Rancher, yeah.
But gayer. I gotta say it. It's gayer than Monster Rancher. And basically you get to draw out a monster and then it will 3D render that into a shape and give it eyeballs. But that's pretty much the whole concept of the game.
Except you can't draw. It was on GameCube.
Yeah.
So you try drawing with the GameCube D-pad. I don't know where my table was.
Okay, drawing with the GameCube remote is like trying to look around with the C button in like any game on the GameCube. Like that C button is the most wibbly wobbly piece of crap on this.
Wibbly wobbly
piece of crap on this entire planet.
And let me tell you, this game, you'd think, hey, it's pretty easy. It probably was because we were just dumb kids, but this game
was hard as hell.
This game was hard as hell.
It was hard as hell.
And it wasn't multiplayer. Like, we didn't play together. I made a pickaxe. I need an axe.
Yep.
We need to, it was not cooperative. We would just take turns playing this game. And the most infuriating part about the game was that whenever you would lose, there was this stupid voice. It was so infuriating. You lose once, and you want to, like, shoot a baby.
It really made you want to kill yourself. Like, if you had...
No, I wanted to go Columbine.
You wanted to go Columbine?
I wanted to go Columbine.
See, that's good. I wanted to double murder-suicide. Like, that's... Ooh, my God, it was bad.
Yeah, like, we're lucky we're alive. Like,
we're lucky.
Whenever you would lose the game, this annoying voice would be like, sorry, try again. And
it's exactly how it sounded.
You wanted to curb stomp a baby.
You wanted to curb stop a baby so hard that its head would pop.
Like a grape.
Like a grape. Like, that's how infuriating this game was. That it literally made you want to murder babies. And, you know, sometimes you get that tendency normally. But this time, it brought the tendency, which is a really... it's a testament to the game, actually. Like, that's good game design. I don't know.
So probably no one's ever played this game, and it's a good thing. What game do you think we spent the most time playing?
Halo Reach.
Halo Reach. Yes. Probably Halo Reach.
Halo Reach. Like, without get that bitch ass slime. Halo Reach. Without a doubt, we've played so much Halo Reach, and most people would say we've played too much Halo Reach.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair to say. But what I would say is we did not play enough Halo Reach. I definitely played more Halo Reach than Paul.
Yeah.
To say the least.
I was garbage at Halo Reach.
He wasn't bad.
I was better than average.
He was better than average.
Which is better than I can say for any other shooter in existence.
Yeah, Paul's not the best at shooters. Like, we played some Halo 5 earlier today, and he's not the greatest at it. But I can tell you Paul was actually good at Halo 5.
Merle.
A what now?
What? I forgot the word. What's the thing that's on the wall?
A mural?
Mural of a skull on the wall. It was like a giant skull. And I was like, look, I'm so good. I can get this head start. And this is literally a wall-size painting.
It was a wall-size painting of a skull. Oh, my God.
I was like, check out this pro headshot. I've shot. I missed the fucking wall.
No, it was even funnier than that. Because he, like, aimed at it super fast and then shot. And
I was like, look how pro I am.
He screams, headshot. And he does not hit anywhere near this stupid thing. I was gone. That was literally like...
I found my crafting tables.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You're bad at Minecraft, too.
This is just background for while we talk.
Oh, okay. Fuck that cow up, Paul.
So you don't need to watch the video while you listen to this if you don't want to.
Don't go into that hole.
Don't tell me what to do.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. So, yeah, I would say Halo Reach is definitely a game that defined the later years of our friendship. Not the early years. Early years of stupid stuff. Stupid games that kids... Pokemon, obviously.
You know what the best stupid game was? Kirby Air Ride.
Okay. Don't even get me started.
We played Kirby Air Ride for probably hundreds of hours. Yeah. I remember, like, it would be summer. I would walk over to Nick's house. We were neighbors.
We were basically right
there. We would open up the Chef Boyardee ravioli.
You gonna die.
Which was delicious. I'm starving. And we would play some Kirby Air Ride. And it was just, like...
It was magical.
It was magical.
Kirby Air Ride has 3 modes. Race, which, racing. It's racing.
Crappy racing.
Which is...
City Trial.
City Trial!
Which was like...
The game. That's the game.
That's the game we played.
Oh my God. City Trial was the absolute best.
And they had this checklist that's almost like achievements on Xbox games. I think we got them all.
We got all of them.
We spent forever trying to get all the checklist items in City Trial complete.
So basically, it was just a giant grid of
achievements.
So, but like you'd get one, and then the square would fill out, and you had to get all of them to get the thing, and that.
Yeah, you had to get achievements to unlock more achievements. It was kind of weird.
It was definitely weird. It was definitely really weird. Because it was like, oh, you can't get this achievement unless you got these 10 achievements, and then it'll give you 5 achievements. I don't know how it was balanced. It doesn't make sense, but it was actually hard. You're dead. It was actually hard to do. I'm taking over. That's how we're going to do it when we die. We switch.
So I feel like you need a lot more playtime then.
It was definitely hard to do. Like, I don't understand how I did it.
We did it.
But
I did it.
But sure, yes, Paul did it, even though it was at my house. Paul would come over and play while I was sleeping. That's why he didn't do that.
You know what other game?
Oh, shit.
Speaking of sleeping, Left 4 Dead.
Ooh.
We wanted to be... are apparently not very good at Left 4 Dead. And we can't... I think we beat 2 of the campaigns in Expert.
No, we did all... Oh, wait, maybe
we didn't do all of them. I think we did 2
I got
of
the
them.
achievement. I must have did it rest by myself.
Oh.
Then, yeah.
I see how things
Paul's
are.
like, oh. Like I said, this is the end of our friendship. But yeah.
We did 2 of them. Apparently, he was having a game affair with someone.
No, I swear, I wasn't.
But, so, like, the thing about Left 4 Dead is that you have to do the whole, like, each stage is, like, basically 5 stages. And you have to do them all in one run.
Yeah, one
like, if you
campaign
turn
is,
off
like,
your
5
Xbox,
stages. It doesn't save.
your progress is gone.
Yeah.
You have to do it all in one swift run. So, but, like, we couldn't do it. Like, we sucked. We died at the same part. Like,
over and over and over. There's
and
always
over.
like a tank or some crap that would just get us stuck.
So what we would do is when I would have to go, it'd be like, all right, it's 3 a.m. I better go home.
Yeah.
We would leave the Xbox on until I can come over the next weekend.
The next week, not the next day, the next weekend. So that Xbox would be on. Like, it was hot.
Which probably meant Nick couldn't play anything else.
It did mean that. It did mean that. That was before Halo Reach came out, though.
Yeah.
So that's why.
If Halo Reach came out, we wouldn't have been able to beat any of those.
Yeah, because Left 4 Dead was like 07, Halo Reach was 09 or something.
And then
like
we
that.
realized the problem that sometimes, didn't you say that sometimes your dad would turn off the Xbox
My
if he
dad
saw
would,
the light
yeah.
was on?
Yeah, if he saw the light was on, he would turn it off. So
we came up with a strategy
Yeah.
where we would take a sock and set it on top of the Xbox and have it like hang off over the little light that indicates the power is on.
Yeah.
So if someone walked by, they wouldn't see the power is on.
Yeah, well, it's just like the same concept of, I'm sure most people have done this, they played Super Smash Bros. Melee. To get Mewtwo, you gotta leave the GameCube on for like, Hogan the Boogie the Boo! Had to leave the GameCube on for 24 hours to unlock Mewtwo. And I'm sure your parents turned it off.
And that has to be like the stupidest like way to unlock a character, right?
It really is. That's the dumbest way. It's like, hey, you like wasting energy? Well, here you go. That's essentially what it is. And so we'd do that until Paul would come over the next week, and then
we try again.
And then we'd try again, and oh, this bitch got a shovel.
Is he herding sheep?
Nah, he's butt raping them.
You had to go to bestiality, didn't you?
I did. Whenever Nick gets he doesn't know what to talk about, he goes straight to bestiality.
As a kid, did you ever like when it was bedtime? Did you ever like stay up under the covers with a flashlight or something?
You know what? I would say yes. It was never I wasn't good enough to own a flashlight. It was always like some other alternative light source, like a toy that had like a beam of light on it. Something stupid.
I remember I never used a flashlight either. I would just close my door and keep my bedroom light on. But of course I kept getting caught, and I was like, why do I keep getting caught? And I realized, so I stood outside my room and turned the light on and closed the door. And I looked at my door and I'm like, okay, I can see light coming through the bottom of the door. So what I would do is I would go inside.
You could put like a shirt down or something.
And I would roll up a shirt and cram it underneath the door so it just looks black. And then I tested it. I went to bed and I waited to see if my mom would catch me. And sure enough, when I heard her go to bed at probably like 2 a.m.
Jesus Christ, you should have been sleeping by then.
8-year-old Paul was like, yes, the test was a success. She walked right past the door.
Oh, what?
I was going to say something.
No, I thought that it didn't... someone told me they were playing on hard the other day when I was playing with them, and we wouldn't die at the end of the heart cycles. They lied to me. We were not playing on hard. That's okay. Your turn. Anyways, continue.
So I would stay up to 2 a.m. playing my Pokemons, and it was like, as kids do.
As kids do. Paul's the
I
Pokemon
also...
master.
The other great tool for this was when the Game Boy SP came out, the Game Boy Advance SP, because it had that big backlit screen.
Which was the absolute best. But you were more screwed than me, because I had the original SP one, so my backlight, basically what it did was, if I clicked it, the middle button, it would turn off the light on the back of the Game Boy. And when I clicked it again, it would turn the light back on. Paul had 2 light settings. One was dim and one was bright. There was no turning that light off. So,
yeah. Even off, it was pretty bright.
Yeah. So.
Do you know why I hated the Game Boy SP? I didn't get it at launch. I got it like a year or 2 later.
Yeah, you got it a lot later. Because you still had the Game Boy Advance. So
I used to play... Alright, no one's going to know this. Leaf Green and Fire Red. That was a Pokemon game. I played it on the bus on the way to school, elementary school, with my friends.
Uh-huh. How's no one gonna know
There
that?
was this stupid mini game in it. This is the thing they're not gonna know.
Okay.
Called Pokemon Jump.
Oh, I remember Pokemon Jump.
Where you basically take your stupid fucking Pokemon and have it jump over a rope.
No.
Over and over again. And we would play. We were dumbass kids. We played on this on the bus every day for months. We would play this game.
It's a good game.
With our wireless adapters that came with Leaf Green and Fire Red.
Yeah, times were a struggle back then. Times were a struggle. I didn't even own one.
They didn't have the infrared built in. You needed to get a separate attachment.
Yeah.
Oh, we would play on the bus. On the bus route, there was always this point where the bus went under a tunnel. So there was no sunlight filtering in through the windows. Oh. I didn't have a backlit screen. My friends did. So at that point, I would always lose Pokemon Jump because I couldn't see the rope as it was coming around for me to jump over.
Did the rope, like, change timing or something?
Yeah, it did. It gradually sped up. Now, if I was, like, good, I probably still could have done it.
Yeah, like...
Because there's probably a rhythm, but it does change speed.
Yeah.
So my scrub ass kept losing whenever we would get to the dark. And I remember it made me so angry.
Yeah, that's definitely shitty as hell.
I feel like it was pay to win.
Pay to win
way
Pokemon?
Back in
yeah, because if you
3.
don't pay for that backlit screen, like, what you gonna do?
I'm punching vines for no reason.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. Well, I remember I got the Game Boy Advanced or the SP, because I had a good report card. So my dad brought me to GameStop, and he bought me a used one. I still have it to this day. It's in my bathroom. It has Pokemon Pinball on it, I believe. I wanted to say Spinball. It's Sonic. But yeah, and so he bought me that, and the game that I got was the freaking Legend of Zelda, whatever the one for the Game Boy is. The really good one. I don't remember which one it is. Oh, it was so fun. Not Minish Cap. That one sucks.
Speaking of used games, did you ever get used games for Christmas?
Yeah, all the time.
I got a my littlest brother, his name's Joel. He got a used Pokemon Red for Christmas at one point.
Oh, that's like a mystery wrapped in an enigma. You never know what's on the file.
Yeah, so you open the file, and I think the person was like at a second gym or whatever, and he was like, wait a minute, why does this game have progress on it? Like, shouldn't I be at Pallet Town? And he was at the age where he didn't know Santa was he still had the innocence of youth, and he believed Santa was still real. And I was like, oh shit, Santa doesn't make used games. So I was thinking, what do I do to like convince him that my mom didn't just get this from like GameStop or something? I can't jump off cliffs. And I spun up this tale of how when Santa makes a product, his elves have to test it.
Man, they suck at Pokemon.
And that this particular elf just happened to forget to delete his progress.
Yeah. Jesus. You think your mom would have known to delete the progress? No.
She didn't know anything about video games. She's a mom.
Why would she know? Yeah, she's a mom. Who am I to think your mom would know better? My God, that's such a great tale. Does he still believe it to this day? That's the real question.
Probably. He's pretty dumb.
How old is Joel now? 20? No.
19, I think.
He's only 19. He's just a baby. Sorry if you're watching this, Joel. I know you're not. Wow, that's crazy. I never had any younger siblings.
I was a horrible older sibling.
Yeah.
They would tell
Paul was the older one. I was the younger one. Not that we're, like, brothers, but, like...
What's the...
Gayest thing I've ever done? You.
Yes, what's the gayest thing you've ever done?
You.
And what... Do we tell the, Okay.
Here we go, wassailing.
So...
Oh, if this is
an
Is this... No, I said a wassailing. Like the song. Never mind, continue. This better not be the nut story.
The nut story.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead, continue your story.
You have to tell that story after this story.
Go ahead.
So we were little lads. We were probably, 12-ish?
Yeah, we've been 12 before. I remember that.
And I would spend the night at his house. And whenever I'd spend the night,
Jesus Christ.
We'd always share a bed together.
Still.
We still do to this day. I spent the night today. This is actually the next morning after a day I spent the night.
Uh-huh.
We slept together again.
Hell yeah, we did.
I was only erect most of the time.
Most of the time. And it was only in my butthole half the time.
And, so we were little lads sharing a bed together. No big deal. Nothing gay there. And we decided to wrestle for the homeland, we called it. Which was Nick's side of the bed. I really wanted his side of the bed because it was more comfy. Or for some reason I wanted it. Probably I just wanted an excuse to wrestle him.
Probably. That's more
and, as a kid, this was the summertime, I was wearing really thin shorts. Like, the material of the shorts was...
These shorts were, like, the softest shorts. Like, these shorts were like a goddess's cheek. Like, I mean, that's how soft they were. Like, you couldn't even feel the fabric.
They're really soft and thin. They almost felt like the same material as
like
boxers.
Yeah, as underwear.
So, at one point, we were wrestling, and Nick grabbed me and lifted me over his head to throw me. I didn't used to be
Paul used to be a tiny little...
I was a twig.
He was a twig, yes. And I was chubby, so...
As he lifted me up, he grabbed me by the thigh. And it was dark. We couldn't actually see each other.
It was really dark.
We were wrestling in the dark.
Like, as the one does, yes.
Because, again, not gay.
Not gay at all.
And he felt my thigh over my shorts, and he asked me, wait. He paused. He just stopped and was like, "Are you in your underwear?" Because whenever we sleep side by side, we would still wear our pants because we don't want to be
too gay. Like, I mean,
and I was like, "What?" Like, I paused. Is this dirt on top of a tree?
It is dirt on top of a tree. Did you do
Tetris block? No, I did not.
Dun, 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 dun.
He lifted me over his head.
I grabbed his underwear. His pants, like, not his underwear.
Are you in your underwear?
I was genuinely confused.
I was flabbergasted.
Are you in your underwear?
And I felt my pants. And I forgot I was wearing my thin shorts over my boxer shorts. Keep in mind, I was wearing underwear and shorts. But I grabbed my pants, and I thought they felt like underwear material as well. And I started freaking out, and I went, am I in my underwear? Why am I in my underwear?
He was genuinely concerned. He's like, why am I in my underwear? Like, I did it to him.
Nick was freaking out because I took my pants off while we were wrestling. And I was freaking out because I thought he took my pants off while we were wrestling. And so we were both freaking out. Nick literally threw me across the room.
I would say across the room. Off the bed.
He threw me off the bed, and I crawled to where the lamp was, and I turned it on. And I was actually, like, panting and scared. I don't know what Nick was doing. He was probably freaking out in his own way. We both thought we were trying to do something gay to the other person. And we turned the light on, and we realized I was just...
wearing shorts.
Wearing shorts.
Really soft-ass shorts.
Really soft, thin. They were comfy shorts.
Oh my god.
And we were screaming while we were doing this, so Nick's parents probably heard the
whole
probably
thing. Heard all of it. Am I in my underwear? Why am I in my underwear? Oh man, that was like... that was a scary moment. Now, nowadays, if that happened, it'd be like, oh, I guess so. But back then, I don't know why it was... Gay back then was scary.
We may have been a little homophobic.
Maybe back then. I think most people back then were brought up with the idea of gay is weird. Now it's a lot more normal and, like, no one really cares. But back then, it was definitely a lot different. So it was scary. It was, like, unknown.
Oh, Republicans. So what was your story about testicles?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. So, me and Paul, I went to the South Side.
South Side.
I went to that's where we're
Represent.
from. Represent. I'm
still there. Nick
He's
moved.
Still there.
He left me.
I escaped the ghetto. Paul's still there. So, I'm living the promise. I'm living in the promised land. Paul's still kind of struggling.
The land flowing with milk and honey.
Exactly.
That's the biblical reference.
That's the bibli reference for those who don't know.
I have all that because we were brought up Republican.
Mm-hmm, exactly. So I go back to the South Side just to visit Paul. I was down there for something else as well. I can't remember what. But anyways, I visited.
I don't remember this. Continue.
Anyways, I visited Paul at night, and we had went to White Castle. Because White Castle is like the shit. Like
I remember this.
Yes, Paul remembers it. Oh, so it was Halloween, that's why. And there was a scavenger hunt I did with my family, which we do every year. And I was wearing these really tight work pants because I couldn't afford any other ones. So these were discount, so they were a size too small. So we had went me and my family, Paul's not here yet, we had went to Cracker Barrel, the restaurant, and I stole a pumpkin from them because it was on the list. So I just...
Like a real pumpkin?
Like a big one. I gangstered.
You're an asshole.
I know. It was outside, so I just picked it up and walked away like, this is mine. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do for a scavenger hunt. It's not stealing if it's a scavenger hunt.
Okay. Fair point.
Uh-huh. It's not stealing anything if it's a scavenger hunt. Children, the world's your oyster. And so when I stepped back into my grandma's van, it's a pretty big step, and I did the whole step. Well, anyways, I ripped my pants open. And so I had a big rip right there in the front near my crotch. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I made 3 crafting tables again.
God damn it, Paul. So after all the scavenger hunt is all said and done, I go to White Castle with Paul. And I know Paul. Paul's a really touchy-feely person. And he's... I'm
touching him right now.
So the first thing I have to tell him is... And you don't think you'd have to tell a friend this. I said, okay, I have a rip in my crotch region. Don't touch my crotch.
Because if he didn't tell me that...
He would have already touched it.
Yeah.
I don't know why or how, but...
But after he told me that, I still touched it.
That's pretty much where this is going. He's still touched. It may have been 5 minutes later, but we were sitting there eating White Castle, and for some reason his hand just jutted right down there.
Uh-huh.
Through the hole.
Through the hole.
Into the void.
I wanted to go in the hole, but I didn't want to touch balls. I got a handful of balls.
He got a handful of balls. I was like, oh my God, I told you my balls were there. And that's the story of when Paul touched my balls. This was this Halloween.
This isn't really a story. This is just Paul touched my balls.
This is just one time Paul touched me in a scary place.
So we're close.
Yeah, so
17 years.
17. We've been friends for 17
We've been married
years.
for 17 years.
Married for about 17 years.
Before it was legal.
I don't even remember really how I met you. I talked to my mom the other day about it. She said we were having a garage sale, and you and your mom stopped by, and you were like, want to hang out? I don't know if that's true.
Memory I have of us together is we were little squirts.
Uh-huh.
We probably met a few times before this, but this is the first time I remember, like, okay, we can be good friends.
You're a skeleton.
Can you eat mushrooms?
No, you gotta cook them into soup first.
I was chilling in my backyard, sitting on my swing set. And, Nick was walking across my neighbor's backyard. And he's... I was shot by a skeleton.
Ooh, snippity snap. Time to put some Minecraft.
I was chilling on my swing set, and Nick and I think his cousin were walking... Rebecca were walking through my neighbor's backyard to get across this... they were walking through there to get somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And they saw me, and they had Pokemon cards with them. And they're like, hey, do you have any Pokemon cards? And I literally jumped off the swing set, and since I'm such a loser, even though I didn't plan on doing anything with anyone else that day, I had my Pokemon cards outside.
He had them with him. Yeah.
I just, for no reason, had my Pokemon cards out. Because I wouldn't let them leave my sight. I would, literally have them sit in front of the swing set where I sit at, so I can look at them.
Yeah.
And they asked, he was like, do you have any Pokemon cards? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I do. And I immediately, I think, as soon as he asked the question, I think I answered yes in midair as I jumped off the swing.
Midair. Yeah, boy!
I landed next to my Pokemon cards, picked them up, and then ran over the fence. And we looked at each other's collections, and that's the earliest memory I have of us becoming good friends.
See, now that's really similar to the memory I have. Now, like I said, my mom said that it was from a garage sale that we had. I remember this garage sale, and she said your mom walked by with you, and you were like, hey, you want to be friends or something like that. Now, I don't know if that's fully true, because you know how moms are with their memories. But my memory was similar. I really remember that trading Pokemon cards thing. I thoroughly remember that. Everything about it. And then, but there's another memory I have, and I can't remember if it comes first or after. I was cutting through a backyard. I don't know why. There was this, you had a neighbor who had a swimming pool, I think. Or maybe, no, the one next to them had a swimming pool.
Yes.
Yeah, so 2 down. And I was going to hang out with them. I don't remember why or if I even knew them. And then you had like a ball in your backyard or something. And so we came over to play with the ball. That's all I remember. It makes absolutely no sense, but that's my memory, which I keep near and dear. It's probably fake and crafted through the fabric of my mind, but you know, it'd be like that sometimes.
He was one of the worst neighbors ever. The guy with the pool.
The guy with the pool.
Yeah, the man of the house. I knew him as Mr. Kurt.
Mr. Kurt, that was his name. Yeah, fuck Mr. Kurt.
He was kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
He yelled at me a lot.
Of course. A lot of people do.
Yeah, that's true. And I would literally be playing in my backyard, and he'd just be like, "Hey, go play in your front yard. I don't want to watch you." Or I'd be playing in my front yard, and if he was in his front yard, he would yell at me to go to his backyard, so he wouldn't have to like deal with my nonsense. Even though we were leaving him alone, we didn't do anything to him.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like, I think you were there when he yelled at us once.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
We were playing baseball, and he yelled at us to go in the backyard.
What an asshole.
And another thing he did all the time was he had parties in his backyard. He had a little deck all the time. Mm-hmm. And they smoked a lot of cigarettes, and they always threw the cigarette butts on our roof.
Wow, what a bunch of assholes.
Like, they could have potentially burned our house down.
Yeah. And they'd be killing kids. And they didn't give a shit. Mm-hmm. They're like, whatever, a kid's a kid. Kill it. With fire. Literally. With fire.
So they weren't the best neighbors.
Well, and then he moved out, and then Enrique moved in, right?
Yeah, we had another person our age. His family moved in. His name was Enrique.
Yeah, he was more my friend than Paul's, I'll admit. I'll admit. I made the mistake. He
didn't like me at all.
He didn't like Paul at all. He didn't like...
We used to go over to his house, though, and since I didn't like him, I wouldn't really talk to him. I would just watch SpongeBob.
Yeah, we would watch SpongeBob there, and I would hang out with Enrique. I guess there was a time in my life when I was kind of being a piece of crap. And we would play Left 4 Dead, stuff like that. Enrique wasn't the best person. He seems to be better now on Facebook, but at the time, he was all into the...
Yeah, he's probably a decent person now.
He was all into the marijuanos and all that stuff. All that spoopy stuff that you don't ever want to do as a chillid.
Be careful, you sound like a Republican again.
I know, right? Oh! Once again, times have changed so much. Oh, you fucking bitch ass spider. Wait, that's a zombie. Whatever, I don't care. Yeah, but Enrique was I went to his house once, I stole his Left 4 Dead, and then... Please don't watch this, Enrique. And that's
I'll link to him on his Facebook.
Yeah. Well, good. Fuck him. Fuck him to death.
Yeah, but he moved. He doesn't live there anymore.
He don't live there no more. That's pretty much... I don't know why Enrique made his way into that, but that's pretty much the story of our childhood.
So, have you ever hallucinated due to lack of sleep?
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Without a doubt. Look at this bitch.
Do you have a story about that?
Do I have a story about it? I'd have to think about it.
I have one.
Go ahead.
It recently happened. Recently, I've been getting like 12 hours of sleep a whole week. And there was one day, I woke up at 3 a.m. to get ready for work. I was tired. I think I'd only gotten 2 hours of sleep, and then I got 2 hours of sleep the night before that, and the night before that as well. And it was all just adding up because I've been doing this for like weeks. And I got in the shower, and for some reason, I thought my body was made of cubes, almost like we're in Minecraft.
Oh, like Minecraft, yeah.
Except I had like a cube for my chest, a couple cubes for my arms and legs and my head. And so I thought my body was made of cubes while I was in the shower.
Of course.
And this was normal. I didn't freak out or anything. I was like, okay, this is what my body looks like.
Yeah, this is life. This is life.
This is how life is.
Yeah.
Now, for some reason in my mind, I had to heat up the cubes. Like, my arm cubes had to be heated up to a factor of 2.0.
Your arm cubes?
My arm cubes, my leg cubes, and my head cubes had to be heated up to a factor of 2.0, whatever that means. I didn't think, like, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, which would actually be pretty cold for a shower.
Yeah.
For some reason, they had to be heated to a factor of 2.0, and my body cube had to be heated to a factor of 4.0. I spent 30 minutes in the shower using the hot water trying to heat my chest cube up to a factor of 4.0. I couldn't get past 3.2.
Oh, so you actually knew the numbers?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Because in my mind, each cube had like a little digital screen on it that had like a little meter that showed how hot the cube was.
Jesus Christ.
And I was looking down at my chest and like, it's not heating up enough. It's not heating. I was actually like trying to get really stressed out because of it. And I spent 30 minutes in the shower, and I was like 20 minutes late for work because of this. Trying to heat my chest cube up. And then I snapped out of it and realized, what the fuck am I doing?
That is the weirdest.
I've never done acid before, but I imagine that's what it's like.
My chest cube is not heated up. I don't understand.
Because I was getting freaked out. Because I was also freaking out because in addition to like trying to get my chest cube heated up, I was freaking out because my arm and leg cubes kept getting heated up as well as I was trying to get my chest cube heated up. And like I said, they had to stay at a 2.0. I'm like, no, I need to only get my chest in the hot water. And I was starting to get genuinely like really stressed out that I couldn't do this. I'm like, I've been in the shower forever. Come on, I have stuff I need to do. I need to get this cube heated up. And then I just snapped out of it. I'm like, wait,
yeah,
I'm not made of fucking cubes.
Yeah, what the hell? That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I can't think of a story where I hallucinated because of sleep, but I know one where I hallucinated because of being sick. So it might have been an overheating hallucination.
Okay.
It was Halloween. I guess all the good shit happens at Halloween for me. I don't know. But anyways, it was Halloween, and I didn't get to go trick-or-treating because I was extremely sick. Like, I had like 103-degree fever. And my dad was like, if it doesn't get better, we're going to the doctors. But we didn't get. And so I was at home chilling. Bad day at school. I almost puked a bunch. And like, I got to not go to gym because I was half dead. So I get home, and I'm laying on the couch. And I'm not sad because I'm not trick-or-treating. I'm just completely miserable from this fucking heat. And my dad has this friend named Rich that he works with. And Rich and his wife, whatever her name is, they felt bad because I didn't get to go trick-or-treating.
Aww.
So they actually made her son give up half of his candy and give it to me. Which, like...
Oh, that kid probably hated you.
Yeah, that kid probably hated me. And so pretty much what had happened was Rich drove this truck. And I was watching Transformers on the TV. I don't even really watch the Transformers cartoon, but I was too sick to touch the remote.
When you're sick, you put something on.
Yeah, you put something on, you just watch it until you're better. And so Rich pulled up in this truck, and we didn't have curtains in our house ever because we were really ghetto, I guess. And
nope.
Yeah, there's never curtains. I don't know why.
Sometimes I just walk up to his big bay window and just look in and wait for Nick to walk in, which sometimes never happens because he doesn't go in there too often when I'm not there.
Not too often, yeah.
And then tap on the window to get his attention.
And I'd be like, hey! And so when Rich pulled up in his truck, I literally thought this truck was like a transformer. Like, it was a real-life transformer. And I remember, I know this sounds like something I'm making up for this fucking podcast, but I remember freaking out because I stole it. Is what my mindset was at. I was like, oh no, I stole this transformer. They're gonna find out, and I'm going to jail. And I can't go to jail. I'm sick. I remember thinking this, and it did not make any sense whatsoever. So, like, my dad's trying to cool me down, and I'm just like, Dad, there's a transformer in the driveway. I don't know what to do about it.
We're gonna push it in the lake and take the license plate off.
That was literally, nothing happened, but that was one of the scariest moments of my youth. I swear to God it was. I never think about it too much because, I mean, it's so stupid. But when I do think about it, like, I can still feel the fear. I can feel the fear. That's like being a bank robber and knowing the police are behind you. That's the feeling.
My hallucination wasn't scary. But I feel like if it was, I probably would have snapped out of it sooner.
That's kind of scary, your hallucination. I don't know. It feels scary. It feels genuine.
It was stressful.
Oh, fuck. Fuck this.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely had to have been stressful. Without a doubt. Besides that, I don't think I've hallucinated too much. Like, usually...
Not me either.
Yeah. Which is good, I suppose.
I had a really weird dream recently.
What was that about?
It was... I have a so there was a baseball field, a cheap ghetto-ass baseball field by where we lived.
Oh, yeah.
And I was walking through there, and I found a couple bodies buried in the field.
It sounds legit.
Like children's bodies. They were like 6 to 8 year old kids. And since I found the bodies, I was the prime suspect for the murder. For something, because that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
And at one point, the police were so convinced that I killed these kids that they were chasing me down and actively trying to shoot me. So that lasted for a little while. I only remember the end of the dream very well, but for the beginning of the dream, I remember a lot of it was escaping from the police as they shot at me for their suspect, because I was their prime suspect, and they really thought I killed these kids for a little while. Well, at some point, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I found some evidence that made it so that although I'm still a suspect. I'm not like the prime shoot him on sight suspect anymore. Like they're like, all right, you might not have done it, but we got our eyes on you still, kind of thing.
Oh, so they trust you now, but they're not gonna rule out.
They're not gonna let me get too far out of sight.
Get away, yeah, just in case.
But so I was actually walking home from work, and to walk home from work, I need to pass the baseball field.
Yeah.
And as I was walking by the baseball field, I saw a coworker there. So now I don't want to. This makes her sound like a horrible person. She's actually a really nice lady. She is this older woman. She's probably in her 60s. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons she unfortunately has a bad case of woman mustache.
Oh yeah, it be like that sometimes. You know, it does.
And she's a really nice lady. In this dream, she wasn't.
She was
like, for some reason, on sight, I knew she murdered the kids. Because you know how dreams work.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it was her.
I walked over to her to confront her. She was just sitting on the baseball field. I walked up to her. And she was sitting, like, cross-legged, Indian style, on the ground.
Yeah.
And there were 2 holes next to her. She had dug these holes out. One hole had a fire in it, like she started like a little campfire looking thing.
That's weird.
It gets weirder. The other hole had Catholic relics. Like the
My
the personal belongings of like all the saints were in like Peter's
what kind of dreams you be having?
like Peter's razor blade or like a shard of the cross. I don't know. There were a bunch of relics.
Jesus' left tooth.
Stuff like that. Left tooth.
You know, the left one.
Like all of these relics were in there. And every once in a while she would pick one up and throw it in the fire and like purple and green smoke would fly out of it. She was performing some kind of ritual.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't know what to say because even in my dreams I'm awkward and she's like summoning Satan or whatever she's doing over there. I'm like, finally I confronted her and I was like, I didn't kill those children. You did. And as soon as
what a way to confront someone. Hey, you killed those children.
I think that's exactly how I went in my dream too. As soon as I said that, I noticed like almost everyone else from my workplace was there as well. They weren't doing they weren't like involved. They were just like wandering around doing their thing for some reason in the middle of the baseball field.
Yeah.
And so that made me feel a little even more nervous. But as soon as I confronted her, she cackled. Like, like the stereotypical witch cackle you hear in movies.
I can't do
it. So after I confronted her, she grabbed all the relics from the other hole. She just scooped them all up, threw them all in the fire, and there's this huge burst of purple and green smoke. And she finished whatever ritual she was doing, and her head started to swell up and melt.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it was very vivid. I think that's the most graphic my dreams have ever been. Her head bubbled and melted. You can see bones. They started to bubble and melt. It was disgusting.
That sounds awesome.
And at this point, all the people, like I said, all my workers from work were there. Mm-hmm. They were just like watching like, what the fuck? We were all just circling around this lady as her head expanded and melted. And then she died.
Why would you do a ritual to do that? She could have just shot herself.
I don't know. And we all stood there. We were like, and then I looked at my coworkers and they looked back at me like, what the fuck just happened? Like, how do we tell the police this?
Look, what had happened was.
And then I woke up and I sat up and I think I actually just went, what the fuck? And it was one of the weirdest dreams I ever had.
That sounds like such an amazing. I wish I had super vivid dreams like that. I've had a few vivid dreams, but I don't know. I don't have them too frequently. My God.
A lot of my dreams are commentary. Like, they're like criticisms of myself.
Oh, damn, that's sad. Can't even get
like
away.
My dreams make fun of me. Oh. Like, they put me in a lot of awkward situations because I'm an awkward person.
Yeah.
And one thing they did was I must have been like a little sensitive about my weight before I went to bed that day. Because I had a dream where my family was on vacation, and at some point I left them to do my own thing. I'm like, hey family, I'll be right back. Mm-hmm. I went to every Burger King and McDonald's in this little town. Every single one. And ordered at least $50 worth of food. Ate the food. Walked out and went to another Burger King or McDonald's. And repeated the process.
Jesus Christ. Fuck.
And at the moment before I woke up, I went to this one Burger King.
Yeah.
I walked in, there was a pretty long line, and I noticed that everyone in the restaurant was someone I knew. They were like a coworker or someone from high school. And it was just everyone, it was not someone I knew well. It was just like an acquaintance or someone I used to or do come into contact fairly often. And I'm like, okay. It's kind of weird that all these people I knew are in this place, but whatever. I just want my Whoppers.
Yeah. It be like that sometimes.
So I walked up, ordered $63 worth of food. I remember the exact number. And the cashier was actually one of my, someone I used to be kind of friends with from high school, but not really. Mm-hmm. His name was Ernie.
His mom did not like him.
Well, it was Ernest, but we called him Ernie.
That's even worse.
And I ordered $63 worth of food, and part of that transaction was I gave them like $50 and the rest and whatever.
Yeah.
He tried to process the $50 bill, and he's like, sir, your $50 bill crashed the system. For some reason, the cash register couldn't handle the large paper bill. He's like, you crash the Burger King system, no one else can place orders, and no one else can get their food cooked. So everyone in the restaurant looked at me like I was the biggest asshole.
Like you were the worst person
in the world because I ruined their meal. And so it was a nice dream of body image and awkwardness because I just stood there awkwardly as everyone was like, you fucking asshole. You had to use a 50. You had nothing smaller.
You piece of
and I was just there like, I'm sorry.
And that's what you get.
That's what I deserved it. So I've been alerted that it's been an hour.
Paul's been alerted that it's an hour, which means
very
it's time
subtle.
to wrap up that podcast.
So maybe do you have any closing thoughts? Do you have any weird dreams that you remember?
Any weird dreams that I remember to close out? I used to have this one reoccurring dream, and I've told this on my channel before. But I used to have this dream where I would be sitting in my bedroom, and what the fuck is this house?
I was gonna comment, but
where I would be sitting in my bedroom, I'm just minding my own business, minding my own business, and then out of nowhere, a freaking like vampire would kick down the door, and he would chase me around my bedroom, literally until I woke up, and it was endless. And that was one of the most terrifying, like, reoccurring nightmares that I would have all the time. But because I've told that, I gotta give you guys one more little story. There's this boss on Donkey Kong 64 that's like a jack-in-the-box, I think. And it like will bounce, and then when it hits the ground, it does this electricity thing, and you have to jump over the shockwave.
What game is this from?
Donkey Kong 64. I don't think you've really played it too much. But
no, I have not.
Yeah, the game was hard.
That sounds weird.
Yeah, so it would bounce, and you'd have to jump over the electricity or something, or maybe it was some kind of electricity boss. But all I remember in my dream was that that boss was there in my dream, and I was stuck on these platforms, and he would jump, and when he'd hit the ground, the electricity would start coming towards me. And it wasn't like a dream where you have it in third person. Like, it was an actual dream, like I was behind my eyes.
Oh, I have questions about
so
that.
So the lightning would come up to me and scare the living hell out of me. And then I'd have to jump over it. And it was endless. It was like purgatory. It was the scary. Yeah, it was terrifying. The lightning was blue. I'll never forget it.
So you have third-person dreams?
Sometimes.
I sometimes have third-person dreams too.
Yeah, like I'll see myself like from a camera or like from behind my shoulder.
Like some of my dreams have pretty dramatic camera angles. Like I'll have establishing shots.
Like same. It's like it's impressive.
I was curious about this because I actually asked my girlfriend. She says she only remembers ever having dreams in first person. And I wonder if it's because we play video games a lot that we have dreams like that.
That's actually a good concept.
Or watch video games and play video games and watch movies a lot. I wonder if you're more likely to have dreams like that.
Well, that's actually...
Comment below if you have third-person dreams.
Yeah, if you have third-person dreams, comment below.
Do you have dreams when you're someone else?
I do.
Like, you know you're not Nick. You're someone else.
There's been dreams where I know I'm someone else. There's been dreams where I am someone else, but I didn't know I was someone else until I woke up. And I was like, that wasn't me. I've had, like, both of the end of that spectrum. And it's really weird, like, doing that, because it's like, what is this about? Like, why am I living this? And I do agree with what you said. Maybe because back then you would think when people dreamed, dreams are typically about your surrounding that you had and experiences throughout your day or life. And you kind of sum them up and your brain molds through them while you're sleeping. And, I mean, sometimes it helps you, sometimes it's stupid. But I think because maybe we play a lot of video games that I don't know, maybe we're able to dream in third person. Like, Resident Evil 5.
I had a dream, I remember, where it was almost like a professional horror movie.
Yeah.
Like, the plot didn't make any sense because it was a dream, but it had, like, lots of cinematic shots. And I remember in the dream, I was an alcoholic single dad with 2 kids. And I just purchased, it was a pretty generic horror theme. I just purchased a house and found out it was haunted. And I remember I was a shitty alcoholic father, like one of the worst fathers. And when I woke up, I'm like, man, I was a bad dad. And I was kind of trying to protect my kids from this freaking monster.
A little bit.
And I don't remember it too well, but it was so weird because it was just like a movie. Like, I think at some points the camera angle actually was treated like a freaking camera. And, like, the lens would have, like, dust and scratches on it. Mm-hmm. And it was
impressive,
really odd.
Yeah. It's like your brain, like, you're like, I don't even need to be a director because I can direct this shit in reality. Not reality, never mind. You know what I mean? You can direct that shit in your brain, which is super fucking impressive.
I forgot to do the camera angle.
Yeah,
no.
Well, now we're fucked. But I believe that's all the time we have for this podcast, guys.
I have more dream stories.
Paul has more dream stories, but we're going to hang on for those for next time. My computer doesn't have the processing power to do an hour and a half.
Alright, thanks for listening to us rabble on about nothing for a clean
hour.
An hour.
Over an hour, yeah. If you guys like the podcast, let us know. We'd like to know. If you have any dreams that are
Let us know about your weird, peculiar dreams in the comment section below.
Yeah. Let us know about your gay moments with your gay friends. Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, we talked a lot about our homosexuality.
About our homosexuality. If you want to be gay with me, let me know. I mean, I don't know.
Check out our Fiverr page.
Check out my Fiverr page. We give you blowjobs for $4. We discussed this yesterday. We did. That's the only way we can make money nowadays. $4 blowjobs on this website for $5.
Oh, and if you don't like me as a guest and you think I have a high-pitched girly voice, leave a comment below as well. Yeah,
leave a comment below. It's not going to do anything because he'll still be here, but leave a comment below and then we'll look at it and it's a good time. It's a good time.
I have Justin Bieber hair as well, if that helps.
He does. Maybe I'll insert photo here. Probably not. We'll see. I'm just gonna put a photo of Justin Bieber. All right.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here. We will do it again.
Bye.
Oh, hell! Heaven! Hell! Damn it. Heaven? You can go to heaven. You're cute. Hell! 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 Oh, hell! Hell! You go to heaven. Oh.